Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. This is David Pendleton, and this is going to be an updated version of the Northern Open Tournament for the Rookie Division. So if you watched my previous playthrough, there was a lot of shots that we left right at the pin, which needed just a little bit of offsetting in order to get them dialed in. So I do have them dialed in now. If this is your first time watching my rookie playthrough, on this video, I'm only going to show you the updated shots with the new offsets. So you need to look at my previous video that I released a couple days ago for a complete walkthrough, and then you would reference this video for the updated shots. But we shot a minus 31. My goal was to get to a minus 30 this round, so I'm very confident that every hole is locked in now. And unfortunately, on hole number 15, I got the reconnect error after my drive. So it finally reconnected me with just a few seconds left on the clock, so I missed that shot, or else we would have been looking at a minus 32. But, you know, thank goodness I had dropped a lot of other shots before that happened, or else I would be furious. But let's go ahead and hop into the replays real quick, and again, I'm just going to show you the updated shots. So I did get hole number 1 on the back 9. I did hit a great ball on the front 9. But if you remember last time on hole number 1, I only applied 2 bars of backspin while using minimum distance numbers with a 10% elevation on my thorn. As you can see, the drive came in around the same spot, but this time I applied more backspin, and I'm still looking for that consistent spot on the green to where I have a developed ball guideline into the hole, which is kind of hard to catch on this particular hole. But again, if you remember on the first playthrough, I only used 2 bars of backspin. This time I went ahead and applied about 2.75 is where I ended up with. And then on my qualifying round, you remember I hit the pin, so we just came in a little bit too hot. And we're still aiming center of cup, but more backspin at 10% elevation. And that's a good roll right into the cup. So that's going to be pretty much a guaranteed eagle as long as we hit a perfect ball on the second shot. And again, if you want to know what the drive looks like, you need to reference back to my first video that was released a couple days ago. All right, so hole number 2, if you remember, I gave you a very detailed breakdown of where to line this up at. We're playing with a navigator at 20% elevation, and we're going to be playing minimum distance numbers. So remember in my first video, I took 2 shots at this. I did directly into the pin, and we missed left. And then I did an offset to the right of the cup, but not inside the cup, and we barely missed right. So you'll need to take a look at this shot, and you'll notice that I put my ball guideline through the cup, but inside the cup on the right side of the pin. Perfect. So my ball guideline is not touching the cup. It is going through the cup on the right-hand side. I'm sorry, it's not touching the pin. It's going through the cup on the right-hand side, and you see we snuck that into the left-hand side of the cup. So that is where we need to aim for hole number 2, and you can rewind that to take a look at the video. I'm just trying to make this one as fast as possible. You can rewind it to take a look at the setup. Now, you'll remember hole number 3 on the first playthrough. I said that we would probably need to offset this one probably about 1 green square to 1.5 green squares to the right of the pin, because whenever you take this shot, your ball kicks to the left of the cup. So you're going to see here, I'm using backspin, and you need to use 1 bar of right side spin every time, but you want to leave your spin looking just like this. And I want you to take a look where I end up putting my ball guideline. It's going to be through the corner of where the dark green and the light green patch is. So again, you can rewind that and pause it and look where I settle for my ball guideline. I put it directly in the corner of a dark green and light green patch.
Perfect shot.
And I do that to the right side of the pin because, like I said, again, when this ball lands, it naturally kicks to the left.
Albatross.
And you can see we are dead center of the cup right there for an albatross. Now, we did come in a little hot, so we might need to apply a little bit more backspin. You know, unfortunately, on the back 9, I hit a great shot instead of perfect, but I lined up at the same place. and I hit a great right, and I barely missed the albatross. So I think that is going to be a very good line for us to get the albatross on. Okay, only 2 holes left to update. Now, if you remember, I was wanting to know if we could drive the green on hole number 7 with the Berserker and an extra mile 7. We can absolutely do that. So if you remember my first playthrough, I laid up and then I took a shot with my thorn to the pin for an eagle, and we barely missed that. But if you look at this, we can go full top spin, we can go full left spin. From here, we're going to adjust at 10% elevation, and we want to make sure that our club is still at max distance after we pull our rings, which I am. And then I'm going to go with overpower.
Perfect shot.
I hit a perfect ball. And you can see here we have plenty of fairway to deal with. And we come in right down the center. And from there, that is an easy shot to chip in with your Endbringer or your rapier, whatever you use. But I made that one on the front 9 and the back 9, as you saw on my scorecard. And then this is going to be hole number 8, hole in 1. If you remember from my original video, I thought that because I missed to the left, I might have to go ahead and offset this to the right-hand side of the pin, and that's exactly what we want to do. We do want to go with about 2 1/click bars of topspin every time, full left spin with your Quasar, and you have to find the landing zone. You need your yellow target there on the corner of the rough, and take a look at my ball guideline. Again, rewind it so you can see the ball guideline. About half of the ball guideline is in the cup. About half of the ball guideline is outside the cup. Now, with this particular rough bump, I don't know if this is going to be 100% drop every time, but I would say if we get it at least 1 time in the final round, that would be a huge advantage. But you can see with where I set up, it was dead center of the pin. I hope this finds, I hope everybody who watched my original playthrough sees this updated version, and I hope you guys go out there and kick butt the rest of your rounds. Thank